Today we've got another roundup of unique or unusual, one-of-a-kind type of EDC gear. This has become one of my favorite series to do. Got a really great lineup and a ton of variety today with flashlights, wallets, tools, knives, tech, all sorts of stuff. So without any further ado, let's get into it. First item up on the list is something called a Fattypack. This is just a little Velcro pouch that is meant to attach to the back of your hat. It's exactly as simple as it sounds though. You just have a little Velcro pouch, and on the inside you can put in whatever you might need, a little bit of cash or maybe matches or band-aids or something. You have a little attachment loop here where you could put, they sell a little bottle opener that I have on here, but this would be really great for a house key. Attaching it on is super straightforward. It just wraps around the back of the hat. And then the attachment loop here, whether it's a key or this bottle opener, you can just kind of shove it inside, tucks away, and it's done. They also sell, in addition to the bottle opener, they make these little golf ball markers. It's honestly a little bit lower profile than I was expecting it to be. It doesn't look as nice as not having it on there, if I'm being completely honest, but it's not as big and bulky and dumb looking as you might imagine or think it would be. They have a few different colors available, but it's really only for the logo and the band. I would love to see in the future, maybe they come out with multiple colors so it can match the hats a little better. I think something like this, again, perfect for runners or something where you don't want to carry a bag, but you need a house key to get back in, maybe a bit of cash in case of an emergency, something like that. Clever, simple, easy, and inexpensive. It was the perfect fit for this list. We've got a flashlight up next. This is the Loop SK-03. Relatively straightforward flashlight on the surface, but with a few features I've never seen before. Going quickly over some of the basic flashlight specs, gets up to 1,000 lumens. You have the option of a 4,000 Kelvin light or a 6,500 Kelvin light. Has a full aluminum body. It's IP65 rated, so fully dust proof and kind of light water resistance. It weighs 90 grams. It's got a really simple, nice tail switch design. For power, it uses a USB-C rechargeable 14500 battery. Really great to be able to swap that out. You could also use just a standard AA battery in its place if you'd like as well. But now we're getting into some of the more unique features. First off, let me just hold this here. You have full 360-degree side emitters on this light. Any type of lantern style extra is always a huge benefit for me. I feel like it comes in handy when you're working in tight, dark spaces. You also have the option to get these little diffusion clips. They come in a few different colors. You have red, blue, kind of gray, and this highlighter, yellowy, green type of color. They snap on really easily. It kind of feels like cheaper plastic on the initial impressions, but I've been taking these on and off for I think over a month now of testing this light, and they've worked and held up really well. So you have a pretty straightforward but good flashlight. You have the addition of these side emitters. But lastly, if you've noticed this thing sticking out, this is a full articulating multi-tool arm attachment. I'm sure there are others out there, but I don't think I've ever tested a flashlight with a built-in multi-tool. So essentially this is just a little articulating magnetic base that you can use. So really great to be able to prop up if you need a specific angle and don't want to have your hands occupied. It's also magnetic, so if you want to stick it to a surface or anything. So you almost have like a little built-in tripod for your flashlight. Super, super clever. But in addition to that, you have a little knife and bottle opener that slides out here. It locks into place with a little twist mechanism, so it's not going to slide out and cut you when you're not using it. But I just love this extra little addition here, and it keeps a pretty small profile when you don't want to use that arm, but that opens up just so much extra functionality with the magnetic placement and the angles, as well as just having the extra multi-tool on there. Overall, really great light with some unique features that I've just never seen before. Next item up on the list is a longtime favorite of mine. This is the MOFT Invisible Tripod. MOFT was kind enough to partner with me for this week's episode as well, so a huge thanks to them for helping support the channel. Back to the tripod though, I can confidently say that this is the smallest and most versatile phone tripod I have ever tested. It folds completely flat and attaches to your phone via MagSafe, and with a quick snap motion, it unfolds into a surprisingly substantial tripod that can be set up in a bunch of different ways. It gets up to 8 inches in total height. You can keep it vertical to use for video calls or horizontal for watching TV or YouTube, as well as close-up macro photos or videos. The hinge mechanism is really strong and works great to set up really specific angles when I need to. I love using this for video calls calls with the Apple TV FaceTime app. It's also really great for traveling when I'm on a plane, or if I want to set it up to watch TV in bed from the nightstand, or at a table to watch TV while I eat lunch or something. I mainly use it for watching media, but it's obviously also great too for locked off shots if you're getting photos or video clips. It even works like an extension handle for vlogging or selfies if that's more your thing. And since most of the regulars have probably already heard me raving about this thing for some time now, I do have a couple of other new MOFT items that I wanted to test out and share with everyone. First being the Snap phone stand and wallet. This offers a lot of the functionality of the invisible tripod, but with the addition of a built-in wallet. It sets up with 3 different angles. It's just enough space to get by when I want to skip my sling bag and I don't necessarily have enough pocket space for everything. And I know I'm in the minority not being much of a phone case guy, but I've also been trying out their Snap phone case for the past couple of weeks. The quality has been great. It's made with the same vegan leather as the invisible tripod and the wallet phone stand. It offers 3 feet of drop protection and is extremely low profile if you want to avoid any excess bulk from your phone case. The buttons also feel great, and the built-in MagSafe magnet feels just as strong as the phone itself. The invisible tripod is still probably my favorite item from MOFT, but everything I've tried this year has been awesome. I love the origami-inspired design language, and the overall quality and polish of everything they make has been great. Be sure to check the links in the video description if you want to learn more. Huge thanks again to MOFT for partnering with me on today's video. While we're on the topic of MagSafe products, this is the newly released WUBEN E1. I have a pre-release unit here. I believe, if my timing is right, this just launched on Kickstarter yesterday, but this is a MagSafe flashlight for the back of your phone. It has a 300 lumen max output and 3 different color temperature settings, so you have a cooler and warmer, and the max strength is going to be a blend of the 2 different LEDs. Pending any changes in the coming days, I believe it's releasing in 3 different materials. They'll have a plastic, a magnesium alloy, and a titanium version available. I was a little bit back and forth on this when they first reached out because this is clearly marketed towards, people taking a bunch of selfies with their phone or vlogging with their phone, things like that. Not really my scene, and I assume it's not most of your scene either. But having a flashlight in this form factor, I still think is really cool and unique and kind of opens up some really unique possibilities. With the MagSafe attachment, if you really wanted, you could just attach this to the back of your phone and have a much stronger light available to you. But I do actually just like the idea of throwing this into a sling bag with this slimmer form factor. A lot of us are doing video calls and stuff for work, so having something like this, if you don't have, a bunch of video equipment around like I do to turn on for calls, I think could be really clever. It's a pretty simple kind of one-touch design. It's one single button that rotates around for the different brightness and the color temperature settings. I don't think it's going to be very expensive on the launch. I'm still getting kind of the details as they come out. My unit even has the wrong name on it because that was just recently changed. But if my timing is right, this should be launching on Kickstarter tomorrow. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, be sure to check it out. It was one of the crazier light designs I've seen before. Next up, I've got a couple of Leatherman accessories from Galvanox. This is the universal socket adapter. Leatherman Accessories is not really a category I've dove into much in the past few years of owning a Wave Plus, but testing out some of this stuff really makes me want to dive in and see what else is out there. I did a couple of mods a while back to my little Victorinox Mini SD, adding a fire striker in there. So after that and testing these, I'm wondering what else is out there. If you have any good ideas of things that I should test out, be sure to let me know. I love my Leatherman. This gets practically daily use around the apartment here, and it's been great. Getting back to the item at hand though, this uses Leatherman's flat bit system and offers just a universal socket that ranges from 1/4 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So it just slides in where the normal flat bits would be, and this looks completely ridiculous, I'm fully aware, but it works really well. The magnets stay on with this extra weight from everything, and it works exactly as intended. As someone that doesn't have a ton of tools around in limited space, living in an apartment in the city, having good, small, useful items like this always come in handy and don't take up a ton of apartment space in my limited, expensive square footage here in Portland. I do also have an extension rod here that goes into the flat bit system and converts it into kind of a standard 1/4 inch bit slot. So you get the extension, which can come in really handy, but then you also have the ability to adapt in any sort of standard 1/4 inch bits, which is really helpful. I don't have any of Leatherman's flat bits, and to be honest, Up until getting this, I had no idea that these were even removable or that they had other options available. Now I know after like 4 years of use with the Wave Plus that I can do that, and there are some really good accessories here. Again, I'd love to hear if you have any Leatherman accessory ideas for me. I'd love to expand this out and do maybe a crazy like Leatherman accessory extension type of build. Got a multi-tool up next. This is the PICHI X2. I tried the G9 from PICHI a while back and really loved it. It was a little gravity knife utility blade. That thing is amazing, you know, a little pricey, but definitely just really cool and really great quality. So I wanted to check out and see what else they had. This is the X2, which is just a little 44-gram stonewashed titanium multi-tool. The tool set here is pretty unique for this smaller form factor though, and that's what really drew me to it. You have a pry bar with a nail puller, you have a bottle opener, you have a little flip out scalpel blade, which having, you know, user replaceable blades is always a big plus for me with multi-tools. Really nice. Obviously, if the blade dulls, you can swap it out easily without completely wasting the tool. But another really good benefit, if you're a traveler, you could remove the blade out of this and be able to travel with it. And on the opposite end, you have an adjustable wrench that covers from 3/16 up to 13/16. That was a big pull for me. I love having an adjustable wrench in this really small form factor. In practice and reality though, this thing is pretty loose, and I have had a little bit of trouble with it getting to latch on properly and work properly. It's definitely not completely unusable or anything, but I think tightening up this hinge mechanism would do a world of good here. Aside from that though, you do have one other feature here. On the bottom, you have the option to attach in a 1/4 inch bit. It is magnetic as well, so it's a pretty shallow spot, but the magnet seems pretty strong. This has worked well in practice for me. Really unique design here with a lot to like, but definitely not without its flaws. You know, that adjustable wrench, like I said, could really use some tightening. I did also find that this angle on the pry bar makes things a little bit awkward. You don't really get the same amount of leverage when it's at such a steep angle. You know, it's still usable for kind of more minor things, but if you really need to get under there for something, you'll probably be wanting to use, you know, more of a straightforward pry bar. You know, they chose to include a pocket clip in here, which I do really like, but it is placed right in the middle. So if you want to use the pocket clip, this whole wrench mechanism is going to be sticking out of your pocket. Thought that was a little weird. I probably would have just skipped the pocket clip in that case. They do actually have a little carrying case that is an extra add-on, but the quality is really good. It's got a little magnet closure. Overall, a real mixed bag for this though. That's why I love doing this series. You know, not everything in here is always going to be perfect, but it is definitely unique. In the last episode, we talked about the tie slide from Everyday Carry Co. Today we're going to be talking about the Magblade. This is a sandblasted grade 5 titanium body. It comes in at 95 grams. It uses an M390 Tonto blade, but the craziest thing of it all is it is this magnetic butterfly knife type of design. Butterfly knives are definitely nothing new, but in this sort of like minimalist, polished titanium, you know, with M390, I've never really seen anything quite like it before. Total length closed is just under 4 inches, and opened you have a total length of 6.7 inches. So it's not an overly large knife. I really like the size and the form factor here. Fidgeting is definitely a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. I don't know if it's just because I'm left-handed or if I'm a big baby and don't want to get my hand chopped off, but I have had a lot of trouble, you know, getting some of these fun movements down with the butterfly knife. I've been very, very careful handling this. I've had it for like 4 or 5 months now, I think. It is a wild blade. The quality is great, but I just can't get that same fun fidget factor that you see videos of all over the place. You do get a really nice magnetic fidget just opening and closing at the base, but I definitely am not whipping this thing around like a butterfly knife just because I haven't quite cracked the code on how to do it, if I'm honest. You know, I can slide it out here and you can flip it, and there's some safety there, but it just really, really makes me nervous. Aside from that though, which isn't even really a complaint about the product, like I said, it's more me and potentially my left-handedness. Quality on this is insane. I love these chunky M390 blades that Everyday Carry Co is using for this and the tie slide. I believe it's the same blade in both. Both feel great. Both have just this really thick, chunky type of base. I love the Tonto style. Just the overall design of the knife is super clean and classy and nice. It's definitely a high-end knife with the pricing, comes in at $200, I believe, but the quality is definitely there and the style and the design is definitely there. Really cool pickup if you want something high quality and really unique though. Just be sure to check your local laws. I think butterfly knives are probably a little more legal in most places compared to a standard, opening pocket knife. Next on the list, I've got a couple of wallets with a really fun story attached to them. These were actually sent out to me by a viewer of the channel, which was really great. I actually almost missed the package completely. I was prompting in my last EDC update, I really wanted to look into some nicer quality leather wallets. Lo and behold, these were sitting in my PO box at that time and I didn't even realize it. I get a little lazy with checking my PO box sometimes. They're from a brand in the Netherlands called Patepluma. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And they use a full grain veg tan leather from Battellazzi Carlo in Italy, which is a world-renowned tannery with some really great quality leather. I have two that I'm going to show off here. This is the Lempira wallet and this is the Zela Mini. I've actually been daily carrying the Lempira wallet for about a month now and have been extremely happy with it. They have quite a few different color options on their website for the leather, and it seems like you can kind of customize it with different color stitching and different leathers available. The Lempira wallet here uses Pueblo black, Pueblo olive green on the interior and an Olmo brown on the exterior, and the Zela Mini uses the Olmo brown and the Pueblo olive. Possibly a bit of bias here knowing that just someone from our small community handmade these for me, but the leather quality is really great, and these are some of the most unique wallet designs I've seen before. The Lempira that I've been using here, you have 3 total card slots. You have 2 on the interior as well as 1 quick access on the exterior. I haven't had the chance to daily the Zela Mini wallet yet, but you have 3 card slots as well as kind of a cash slot that goes in the center. You have this little snap button closure design. Overall quality is just really great. The stitching looks nice. The leather is beautiful. Really impressed overall with both of these. Definitely go check them out in the video description below. But that is actually the end of the list for today. I thought this was a really fun loadout this time. I feel like the stuff and the options are coming pretty quick. I had a couple of items that I wasn't quite ready and quite done testing yet that I was planning on putting in this video, but they just weren't ready yet. So those are postponed for the next in the series. I also have 1 or 2 items that didn't get to me in time either. So part 4 or 5 in this series will probably be coming sometime in the next couple of months. It seems like you all are enjoying it based on the amount of people that are viewing it. So huge thanks to all of you for the support and for watching this video. Be sure to let me know if you have any unique or crazy EDC gear you want me to test out for this series. Thank you all again for watching though, and I'll talk to you in the next one.